Once again, to all my viewers out there, I will continue to pray for all my viewers. May Allah continue to be with us. I would like to continue with ulcer, which I started in my last video. It has peptic. We'll talk about peptic ulcer, which is very, very common now. It's one of the most common diseases all over now. Children have it, elderly people, due to lifestyle. And I thought it can be caused by insufficient intake of meal and skipping of meal. It can also be caused by a bacteria known as Helicobacter pylori. Helicobacter pylori can cause ulcer, whereby it makes up the gastric juice and make the juice within the gastric GI to become more acidic, thereby opening up the intestinal mucosa of the GIT. It can also become by intake of some drugs, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen and like aspirin. Especially when people take it on empty stomach. So people should not be practicing drug abuse. Allow your physician to prescribe your drug, because they'll definitely ask you, if you take so and so drug, how do you react also? And at the same time, the dietitian will tell you, eat so and so, eat enough before taking such, because they can cause ulcer. So ulcer, I told you the symptoms, it feels sharp pains between the chest, a burning pain. Sometimes people vomit, they get weak, they get dizzy and blunt sight. So if somebody is suffering from ulcer, you don't have to cut off so many diets and so many food that are not allowed. Food that are not allowed in ulcer is that to manage ulcer patient or to prevent ulcer is, I said, saturated fat, oily food like oily meat, they are not allowed. Grains that are dehulled, polished grain, they are not allowed. Sweetening foods are not allowed. Sugary food are not allowed. Milk is not allowed in ulcer, whether skim milk or fatty milk. It's not allowed in ulcer. The research has been carried out and can be found by many dietitians that milk also trigger ulcer, because it mixes up with the acid in the gastric juice and make the content within the GI to become more acidic. The Helicobacter pylori combined with milk and some of the other bacteria in the milk also combine together to make all the components in the GI to become more acid. So we dietitians advise people not to take milk. If that pains come, you just try and eat something on time, and eat, if possible, banana, because banana has calcium and vitamin C, in which it will cool that pain down, and it will not be reoccurrence as fast as when you take milk. So milk is not allowed in ulcer. I repeat it again. Research has been carried out by people, by dietitians and other medical practitioners, and we come to find out that taking of milk and any other dairy product is not allowed in ulcer. Okay, and then vegetables that will be taken on ulcer, if it is cooked, should be well cooked and soft. Ulcer patients do not need vegetable to be crunchy. That's why that in dietetics we advise people to take vegetable cooked in such a way that it will be crunchy. But this time around, it's a case of emergency. The vegetable should be well cooked and matched. Sweet potatoes like that, porridge, soft diet. As I was discussing different type of diet, I told you we'll be discussing diseases that will mix up with all this diet. Soft diet for ulcer patients. Ulcer patients should not be given hard food. They should be given soft diet so that proper digestion will take place. So the food will not stay too long in the stomach, whereby the gastric juice will be produced excessively and lead to eating up the intestinal mucosa of the GIT. So ulcer patients will learn to take water, lukewarm water, not very hot, not very cold. Normal temperature of water should be taken. They should avoid too much spices. Too much spices are not too good for us. And that's why when I was discussing types of diet in my previous videos, I talk about blunt diet, whereby spices are not added to it, like ginger and so on. They will not be added to the food given to ulcer patients, because they will irritate the intestinal mucosa of the GIT, leading to ulcer. And then the ulcer patients should not be given fried food. Their food should be stewed, steamed, or boiled. No roasted food, no fried food for ulcer patients, in order to avoid this, especially gastric ulcer. The other ulcer, which is the duodenum ulcer, to have the same thing. But when it comes to esophageal ulcer up here, is when the reflux of esophagus, when some particles of the gastric just start coming up through the esophagus, then begin to eat up the internal lining, then it becomes esophageal ulcer. Then that we advise people to take warm water, lukewarm water, not hot water, first thing in the morning, to flush any particles along the GIT system down, and then the person will be able to pass everything out as stool. And the all other making the system becoming more alkalinic in nature. So I will stop here, and I will pick the ulcer one by one in my next video, where I will discuss stomach ulcer, I will discuss the duodenal ulcer and esophageal ulcer. So quit smoking, quit taking alcoholic drink, stop chewing tobacco, stop chewing cola nut. All these have nicotinic acid, they are not good. Stop taking excessive oily food, fried food, sugary food. Don't snacks with junks. Snacks with fruits and vegetables. Even fruits, avoid citrus, lemons. They are acidic somehow, and then they can trigger ulcer. Go for banana, go for pawpaw, go for watermelon. All cereal should be whole grain, not polishing of cereal before taking. Thank you very much. I'm still your dietitian, Aisha Yusuf, and Aisha Nutri Diet. You are welcome. See you in my next video.